Welcome back to another episode of Jack Stands and Tree Stands. We're getting back on the 1967 Mercury Monterey today. We're going to try to see if we can't make it run just a little bit longer. I want to thank Jim with the Inedible Jim channel there. He called me this morning, said he watched my video, which is great. And also had a subscriber mention this as well. The air cleaner, says 392V. It stands for ventricle. It's a 2-barrel carburetor, is what that means, not 2-valve. Again, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know a whole lot about cars, but I have you guys for that. So thank you for mentioning that, Jim. Thank you for calling me this morning and letting me know about that and where the tubes are to fill the bowl. And Jim he's a wealth of knowledge, and he filled me in on this old Ford motor. So what I also forgot to mention to you all, sorry for the lighting, it does suck, I'm sorry. This has a back glass that rolls down. I think it's only like 2 inches or something. Jim told me that's called a breezeway. So that's pretty cool. I did see the switch in there for it. Yeah, it's right there. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, Jim was nice enough to let me know, don't touch that button until you get in there and grease things up. So anyway, let me get the hood popped, get some things situated. We're going to try to see if we can't get this old girl to run just a little bit longer, make sure there's no valve train noise, all that stuff. We'll see how the carburetor is. Jim said it's probably a accelerator pump is probably left the chat. So let's get going on that. We'll bring you right back. Okay. So I've got a wire ran from the coil over here to the battery. I don't have it connected yet, but we're going to fill the bowl up. And yes, I am using a syringe. Oh, we're coming out somewhere. Maybe I was... Okay, I guess it's full. It's coming out of that other one. That's nice. Spark, could be fire. I got well, I'm alone. And also we don't have the switch. Hang on, I got some kind of tractor or something coming up here. Sorry about that. It was the neighbor hauling his dozer. Okay. We got the wire going to the coil. We got the bowls full. Let's see. Here we go. Oh boy. Okay, it's coming out the other side. Let's try again. Boy, that thing is not good. All right. I'm gonna have to resort to the juice. Come on, baby. No, maybe it was just our coil wire came undone. I'm trying to do too many things here, I guess. Maybe that'll do it. Whoa. Well, oops. Our water pump came right off. Our water pump pulley. Whoopsie. That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, well, let me get this back on and put her back together. Oh, great. All right. That's been corrected. Let's see what she does. Come on, girl. Come on. Okay. She runs just not very long. I'll have to fix that. But I think that valve train noise is starting to go away. That's great. You know, the fuel pump on these things are really fun. So I'm going to have to start working on that and see if that comes back to life. Probably not. Might as well just get a new one. And then we'll see if our carburetor needs some help. It already needs, you know, an accelerator pump and all that. Jim said they were pretty easy to rebuild, so maybe a dummy like me can do it. Thinking so. But she runs. I think she's going to be all right. We just got a little fine tuning to do. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing cleaned out. I think it's worth that. And I'm going to have to obviously get parts stuff. I got a lot going on today. I don't know that I'll get around to doing that, but at least going to clean it up and do something. You just got to keep doing something. Every little bit of time helps. So let me get to that. Well, of course I wasn't filming it, but so remember how I had this locking gas cap? Yeah. So I took this flathead screwdriver. Look at that. That worked. Old gas. That's pretty cool how I got that off. Anyway, if something went right, at least was that. Well, before that, I don't have any tools with me and I'm about to have to leave to go run an errand. But we got tools came with it. I think they're, that one's done for. That one might be good. So that's a win. This is stuff I put in here. That's the clutch fan. Oh goodness. Obviously more of my stuff. This little broom came with it though. That's pretty cool. Look at that. We got transmission fluid. That's a whole gallon. Wow. The ashtray. Boy, look at that. Cool. Brake fluid. Tire pressure. Front 26, rear 26. for sustained speeds over 75 miles per hour for 1 hour or more. Huh. And it gives you a, can't really see it very good, but it gives you a full rated load. 1,100 pounds maximum, sedans and hardtops with bench seats. Driver plus 5 passengers and 200 pounds of luggage. It for the glove box, which it's kind of hard to close. See if this ashtray fits right back in there or not. Well, no. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then we got a box with nothing in it. Receipt. I think we tried to read that when I first came in. Oh, we got the cigarette lighter. Cool. And here's part of the ignition that the guys took out. I'll have to replace that. I don't know. This is probably for the AC. The box was right here. They took all that out. I don't know what this is though. There's no part number on it. Made in USA. Looks like some kind of actuator motor. Maybe. I don't know. If you guys know, stay in there. Let me know. This is just a aftermarket cup holder tray thing. We're gonna just set that back there. Got the air fresheners. Yeah. Oh, that came out. How does that go in there? Huh. Okay. All right. Well, we also got this belt that says Struggler. And it has a peg. Huh. Struggler. Is that going to be a sign of what's going on with this old car? Are we going to be a struggling? And again, that's that corner trim piece for over here. I don't know what we're going to do about that. Looks like she would go like that. So I don't know how we'll reattach that yet, but we'll set that to the side and see what's here. Alright. Yeah. Can't see anything on that one. Okay, well, I can see a date of 2014. But I can't make out what any of it is. All right, here's a good one. It's a 2011 power brake booster and a carburetor. Wow. Okay. Is it for this car? Oh, but he spent $408. Pretty cool. Was this the going to town rig to get parts? All right, here's a starter. 2011. Looks like they did an oil change. A filter and oil. 10W40. 2011. Carburetor again. What did you do? Bring it back? Yeah, looks like he brought it back. Oh no. Distributor cap and rotor, 2011. $16. Fuel filter. Solenoid. Ignition wire set. Spark plugs. Anyway, that's it for that. I'm gonna throw this away. All right, so we got parts. I got item numbers, but I don't know. Can't read some of them. Maybe I'll look some of those up. But hopefully it was for this car. Now the starter, I don't know what that was for because it's obviously not this one. These I'm gonna throw away. We're gonna hang on to these. Remember how we looked back here and I looked under the carpet a little bit and I just seen these two, but now look. Yeah, we're gonna be putting in a patch in there for sure. Yep. All right. Well, they already did one over there, as you can see. So it's great. It's fine. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna vacuum it out and, you know, clean it up a little bit. I don't have time to run to the parts store. Nothing like that. This floor mat is kind of cool, but it is just falling apart in my hand. So probably won't use that. Things are escalating rather quickly. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, let me bring you in. Things escalated. I started vacuuming up this carpet and it just started coming apart. So, you know what that means? Yeah. I'm pulling out the seats, carpet. Yeah, it's all coming out. I gotta learn just to leave this thing on. I pulled the back seat out, y'all. I've never seen one in person, okay? So forgive me if I'm a little excited and maybe it's too much excitement. But holy crap, I have found one. I found a freaking build sheet. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. And look, this is like burlap. That is just too cool. We got it. Oh my gosh. This is cool. Rotation number 0315. And of course we have the VIN. Man, it's just kind of eaten up though. I mean, we already have that information, but front spring, rear spring, shocks, radiator Z, power brakes, fuel, tinted glass. W. Interior X. Check. I don't know what that is. Again, power steering. Rear power window. Moldings on the rocker panel. This is too freaking cool though. We're gonna have to try to save on this. I don't know how, but anyway, I had to share that. All right, vacuumed it out. I took that rear dash pad out. Yeah, still needs a little cleaning, but at least this is solid. That not so much. This, yes. So don't look that way. Don't look that way. But yeah, it's going along. These, I wonder how cheap these things are. It's like, I don't know. Maybe if they're reasonable, we might get some new ones of those. And then this rear dash pad is just, yeah. I don't know if someone tried to paint it or what, but anyway, moving right along. Yep. Check this out. Colt 45. The old malt liquor. Huh. No wonder she's got a few dings and dents. Felt like you're driving her all liquored up. All right, then. I think I'm kind of at a hold-up point for today. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how bad this... Look at this. That sucker is folded in now. Holy moly. Wow. Is the other side like that? No, it is not. Wow. Anyway, as I was saying, I think that's going to be it for today. I've got to run and help a buddy change the brakes on a truck. So I'll get back on it tonight, do a little bit more. Hopefully I'll have those tools, and we will see you then. Good morning. It is the next 2 days. I don't remember. See, I was in Kansas Friday and half a Sunday. Yeah, anyway, we're back. I just, I picked up the parts on my way back from Kansas. So we got a new ignition with key. I got a fuel pump. I didn't get a starter. I'm going to have this one hang on for just a little bit longer. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to swap out the ignition. I want to be able to start it on its own key. And, I got a rebuild kit for the carburetor as well. Probably be doing that. It's supposed to be pretty easy on the kind of carburetor it is, 2100 series Autolite. So we'll probably do that. I want to hear it idle, run. We got to check brakes. You got to see if it goes forward and backwards. I probably need to put that fan back on, the clutch fan. Yeah, we got a little bit to do today. So hopefully the lighting's a little better in here. I did put these new lights up. There's one over there. So hopefully that's a little bit better. But let me get some stuff cleared out of the way and let's turn into this ignition, see what happens. Okay, so we've got a bit of a problem. And I don't know how much of a problem it's going to be. But this one has all these prongs. And then you have a... Yeah. Then you have this one. I have this one on the old one. Everything else that's attached to this one is ran straight through here. And not on these prongs. So I think what I'm going to do is just pull them all off and try to hook it up that way and see what happens. Okay, welcome back. It's only been about an hour and a half before I can figure this stupid thing out. I'm an idiot is what it is. I'm a kid, okay? When I had the ignition lock out, I was playing with it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be nice. Well, you got that little pin back there you got to push. It goes all the way left. And now we're cooking with grease. So, anyway, don't play with this before you get it put in there, is what I'm going to tell you. Sweet. Okay, so I'm going to go hook the battery back up, and we're going to see if we can't start under our own key. All right. Ignition on. Okay, we got an oil light on. Of course, none of that works. Of course, none of that works. I don't know what that is. Wipers. Oh, no wipers. See if it turns over. Great. All right. Now let's try it again. I moved the battery around a little bit. Sweet. Sweet. There's amp light on, oil lights on. Cool. I got high and low beams on the passenger side. What about blinker? No way. Oh, that's too cool. Nice. Yo, we got blinkers. We got tail lights. We probably got brake lights, but okay. Sweet. All right. So, I have my repair kit right here. Looks pretty. Yeah, we'll just have to see. But looks like there's just 4 screws on the top. Then we have 4 screws in this diaphragm, 4 screws in this diaphragm. So let's just start with the top. Okay. Well, that does not look bad. First, I want to get my kit here. Let's make sure we have a gasket that looks like that. We sure do. This one right here. Good deal. Yeah, that Maybe it's been done. I don't know. I'm going to pull the float out and all that, and I'll bring y'all back when we're kind of de-gutting this thing. Again, I'm not a how-to channel. I've got to sit here and think about it and look at all this stuff, see where it goes. So I'll bring you back when it's time. Okay, as you can see, I have a bunch of crap here, but I've got it all installed. It took me a bit. I wanted to clean everything up. And then what I discovered actually was the old needle and seat, which isn't bad, but I had already bought a kit, so I might as well use it, right? So it didn't have the clip that goes onto the float. This was not here whenever I tore this apart. So we are good there now. I'm going to throw everything back together and we will see what it does. Alright, we got the carburetor set back on. I'll use the extension on this part. What? I got that on there with an extension. I have to. It's weird. Alright. I've already hooked up all the throttle linkage and all that. I just gotta hook up this line now. It's gonna be a booger because it's flared and, well, you all know that fun stuff. Alright, for the four-wheelers and dirt bikes going by. Okay. Vacuum here. Just snug that up. Okay. Alright. See what it does. Here we go. Okay. Yep. I don't think that pumped anything. I feel like that should be enough fuel for the bowls. Put a little down the yap. Okay. Now let's try it. Oh, the pump's working. Yes. And she's idling. Yes. All right. And that pump was working. I don't know if it put anything out here. No. I'll have to inspect that a little bit more. But that is definitely the fuel line. So, does that look familiar? It goes right there. Yep. And I just did the old, I'll go just one more turn. And boop, yep. So now I have to figure out how to get that out of there. Cool. Okay, I'm back. So I did phone a friend, Jim. I did call him. Jim, if you're watching this, thank you for the advice. However, he said I could use an extractor to try to get that out, or buy a carburetor. And my thought is, if I'm gonna have to buy a new carburetor, which we've just rebuilt this one, it's practically brand new. Okay. My thought is, if I have to do that, I might as well try to show you all, if you're in a big pinch, that this stuff can be, we can figure stuff out. So I'm thinking, of course, that is dang near the same size. I'm thinking if I get my thread kit, okay, I do have a tap and die set. Make something like this work. Put it in there, and then we got the fuel line right here, just to see what we can do. I know this is aluminum, and I know I'm going to have to probably go ahead and pull this top back off and make sure no chunks are in there, because we just replaced the needle and seat. We don't want to ruin that, right? So I think I'm going to do that. Again, if I have to get a new carburetor, because of that stupid mistake, I might as well try to at least show you all, if you're on the side of the road and this happens, you can get around it. I mean, you have to have a, tap and die set and all that, but you could get home. So might as well just do that. And if I have to replace a carburetor, I'll get a little Chinesium one off of the old Jungle Web and put that on and go from there. So we're going to do that. We'll be back. Okay, so what I got going on now is I'm taking the carburetor back off. And I'm going to drill that out. Like I said, probably shouldn't, but I'll take the top off and I'll blow back right where I'm drilling, blow all that stuff out. And I'm going to tap me a thread. Come on out of there. Into that. I found this piece of, I don't know what kind of line it is, but I went ahead and chased the threads on that, and I'll thread it into here. So probably should not do this. Just gonna go ahead and say don't do it. Okay, so I'm gonna go, as you can see, yeah, Anyway, I'm gonna do what you shouldn't do. I'm gonna drill it out. Tore that all apart. And did not just have to do it again because I forgot the float and needles. That did not happen. It's gonna take me 5 days to put this fan on. So, got this line together, spliced it in over here. It's running up to a fuel jug. I seen the fuel pump pumping something. So hopefully it's saved. But I'm gonna get this fan on and we'll bring you right back. All right. Well, the fan's finally on. Yeah, it took forever. I agree. Everything is put back together. Finally. I poured a little fuel down the carburetor. I filled up the bowls already. So let's see if this thing's gonna pop off and pull fuel. I freaking hope so. If I didn't kill the battery. Come on, baby. Oh gosh. Oh shit. Woo! Okay. That's not gonna work. Boy. I'm glad I saw that. Whoopsie. Well, I think our fuel pump's pumping. Boy, that was exciting. Dang. And of course it's leaking out of this, so that's great. I'm just gonna have to buy a new carburetor. Much as we don't want to do that, but oh, and it's freaking coming out of there too. I'm not able to get this tight enough either. Let me try it again. Please no fire. Please no fire. We'll see. Okay. We're leaking pretty bad out of that inlet. All right. No oil dummy light. All right. Yes. She's not smoking. Okay, maybe she is a little bit. I don't know. And maybe that alternator may not be happy. Let's see if she's charging. She's charging. Yes. I'm gonna shut it off. I need to fill that up. Well, there you have it. My little Jimmy rig job here did pretty good for what we wanted to do. I'm gonna put another one back under. I think it stopped leaking. This one did over here. This one did. We'll put that back under there. Awesome. She is low on coolant. I do have some I may dump in there. But idling on its own. The fuel pump is good. Thank goodness. We were able to save on that. I did buy one, but you know, I can always take it back, or I may just leave it in here for poverty tour in case I need it or somebody else does. So I'm gonna get that filled back up. Let's go ahead and check the oil now that it's run a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, I didn't check the power steering either. Oh, that sucker's dry. And maybe what we're hearing is a power steering pump. Yeah. We'll address that as well. Oil. Stick it back in there. Kind of a weird angle. All these are in the way. It's good. Oil is good. I'm obviously not going to run it on it too long, but it doesn't look bad and it's full, so. Let me get a funnel to top off the transmission fluid and we'll get some ATF, or power steering fluid. All right. I filled up I dumped what I had, transmission fluid in there. Filled up the power steering pump. Of course, over full. It wasn't showing on the dipstick at all, but we'll see what happens. Will she just bump over? Oh, yeah. Let me get that coolant. All right, let's go see if we'll make sure that it's not hot. Yep, no hot light. It's good. Just sitting here and idling. Give her a little juice. we got a miss. Yeah, we have a miss. Uh-oh. What was that about? Did I use all the fuel? Yep. Oh boy, this girl's a thirsty girl. Holy moly. Oh wow. Yo, I'm pretty sure I had a gallon in there. Wow. Let me move some things. And we're gonna see if it goes forward and backwards. All right, we're gonna see if it goes forward and backwards. Oh, brakes are just... Ooh, that was hard. Just kind of pumping the brakes a little bit. See if they do anything. That was a hard slam. Let's see if it needs more fluid. Starting to not see anything. I'm gonna go ahead and top it off. Put some more in it anyway. Let's see what that does. Let's check it now. Okay, that was better. Oh, brakes are just shady. And brakes are bad. Oh yeah. All right. Let me put a little bit more in here. Oh, I better shut it off. We got fuel. We got a fuel issue. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Well, motor's hot. Oh, this thing just didn't have any transmission fluid in it. It seems like. I'm gonna say it's full. Just keep an eye on it. But yeah, we got our fuel problem back. Let me bring you over here. Yep. That's a big puddle pool sitting in the intake. Not good. So, come on now. Let me take this off. How's this? Oh yeah, that thing is gas soaked. Dang it. Yeah, she's still leaking. Oh crap. We tried. That we did. But yeah, the brakes on this are just awful. All right. It's a little better on the transmission, but not much. But she moves, y'all. Yeah, she slams in pretty hard. And these brakes are just bad. All right, y'all. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. It was a whirlwind. I've never rebuilt a carburetor. Honestly, I've never really rebuilt one. So that's a huge win for me. Yeah, I snapped the inlet off in there and drilled it out and did things you shouldn't do. But it did work. It's leaking. Probably just going to have to buy another one. I hate it because anyway. Not sure if it's cooling. It was really low on coolant. I did use some water, but I had straight coolant first. So we did the ignition switch. I haven't got it in the dash yet, but it starts on its own key now. It moves forward and backwards. Brakes, I don't know if that's going to be the master cylinder or that brake booster. I've never dealt with one of those either. So maybe we'll try the master cylinder, see what happens, or maybe they just need bled. I don't know. So we're making a little bit of ground. We got a lot to do still. I still want to pull out that front seat, rip all the carpet out. It's just bad. Got the back seats out. I want to get that hole over there patched and get all the rest of the carpet out and such. But that's all stuff that's for later. Right now, we want to make sure it's cooling, running better. I think it's misfiring and stopping. So we'll see what we get to on the next episode. Again, I appreciate you all for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the old girl. And till next time, we'll see you back here at the Monterey. Or maybe the Mustang. I don't know. I know I'm bouncing back between the two. Anyway. Till next time.